Hey, good morning, students. This is Jay Vishakhan. For this lecturing video session, I have come up with the next topic, which is cost output relationship in short run cost function. Let's see what does short run cost function mean. Short run is a period where the time is too short to expand the size of industry, and the increased demand has to be met within the existing size of industry because there are certain factors which cannot be changed in short run. So short run costs are those which vary with output when fixed plant and capital equipments remain unchanged. So in short run, a change in output is possible only by making changes in variable inputs like raw materials, labor, etc. Inputs like land and buildings, plant and machinery are fixed in the short run. So I have taught you in the short run production function where I considered only one factor as variable. Similarly, for the short run cost function also only one variable like raw material, right? Raw material and labor, those are the variables. The rest everything is fixed. Land, building, and machinery, everything is fixed as far as the short run case is concerned. It means that the short run is period not sufficient enough to expand the quantity of fixed input. Thus, the total cost in the short run is composed of two elements, which is a sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. Total fixed cost remains the same throughout the period and it is not influenced by the level of activity. Okay. So as far as the short run cost function is concerned, the total fixed cost remains unchanged, right? The firm will continue to incur this cost even if the firm is temporarily shut down. Even though total fixed cost remains the same, fixed cost per unit varies with changes in the level of output. So on the other hand, the total variable cost increases with increase in the level of activity and decreases with decrease in the level of activity. That means it is based on the output. If the output is less, naturally this will decreases, and if the output is more, and the TVC will naturally increases. Right? If the firm is shut down, there are no variable cost, but fixed cost will be there. Right? Even though TVC is variable cost per unit is constant. So in the short run, an increase in total cost implies an increase in total variable cost only. So TC, that is total cost, is a sum of total fixed cost plus total variable cost. So TFC can be written as TC minus TVC. So TVC can be written as TC minus TFC. TC is equal to TFC when the output is 0. So because there won't be any variable cost incurred, so therefore the total cost is equal to total fixed cost. So I'm just taking you to a table where I just make you understand what is TFC, what is TVC, what is TC, what is AFC, AVC, ATC and MC. See, as far as this table is concerned, so I have considered some outputs from 1 to 0 to 7, and the total fixed cost is remain unchanged as being short run cost function. So I have considered 240 for all the outputs from 0 to 7, and the total variable cost that varies based on the number of output. So I have considered some costs here, right? So now as far as TC is concerned, it is a sum of TFC plus TVC, right? So TC is nothing but the TFC plus TVC. If you just sum the 240 and 120, 360. Similarly for output 2, 240 plus 200 is 440. So up to output 7 I have considered here. An average fixed cost. AFC is nothing but total fixed cost by the quantity. So TFC is here divided by quantity. Suppose you consider output 240 divided by Q, that is output 120. That's what is reflecting in the tabular column. See, as far as AVC is concerned, AVC is nothing but TVC by Q, that is total variable cost divided by the quantity. So for quantity 2, the TVC is 200 and quantity is 2. So 200 divided by 2, that is 100. Right? And ATC or AC is average total cost or average cost is the sum of AFC plus AVC or TC divided by the quantity or the output. Fine. So the marginal cost can be calculated from the formula is the total cost n minus total cost n minus 1. So for example, let me just take the output to here the total cost is 440 and Tn minus Tc n minus 1 is 360. So 440 minus 360 which is 80. Right. Similarly for output T, look at here, this is 510, that is TCN is 510, TCN minus 1 is 440. So 510 minus 440 which is 70. So look at here in the tabular column, the average total cost, that is average cost decreases at lower rate than MC. Look at here is 220, 170, 140. But here look at here 120, 80, 70, 50. So that's what I said. The average cost decreases at lower rate than marginal cost. And marginal cost increases. Look at here, it increases. AC also increases, but at lower rate. So AC, look at here, 132, 137. But whereas MC, 132 to 168. At one particular juncture, the MC intersect AC curve at its minimum. So look at here, this is 120, 132, 120, both are the same at that particular time. Both will intersect. Let's see the graphical representation where mentioning the all the total costs. That is total cost, total variable cost, total fixed cost. Because the total fixed cost is remain same, everything is 240, right? So therefore it is a flat curve. So TVC increases, right? 120, 200, and TC also increases. Right? So that's what that curve is in increasing. Right? So in the graph, x-axis measures output and y-axis measures the total cost. The TFC is a straight line parallel to x-axis because TFC doesn't change with increase in output because as far as the short run the cost function is concerned, this remain unchanged. So the TVC curve is upward rising from the origin because TVC is 0 when there is no production, right? And increasing as production increases. The shape of TVC curve depends upon the productivity of the variable factors. The TVC curve above assumes the law of variable proportions, right, which operates in the short run. Right. Let's see next the TC curve is also upward rising, not from the origin but from the TFC line. Let's here from the TFC line. This is because even if there is no production, the TC is equal to TFC. So look at the table here. Even though there is no output, but the total cost is 240. That's why it starts from TFC. It should be noted that the vertical distance between the TVC and TC is constant throughout because the distance represents the amount of fixed cost which remains constant. Hence, TC curve has the same pattern of behavior as TVC curve. Look at here, the TVC and TC has the same behavior. So now I have explain the graphical representation for the all the total costs, the TC, TVC and TFC. Now I'm going to show the graphical representation for the all the average cost and the marginal cost. So here let's see, the AFC curve is downward sloping towards the right road, its length, a steep fall at the beginning. So look at here, AFC steep fall. So if you just look at the table where AFC, look at here, 242, 120, 80, 60. So the steep fall. So because of which the curve is also in steep mode. So due to the operation of law of variable proportion for the short run cost function, this law of variable proportion is applicable. So AVC curve slopes downwards till it reaches a certain level output, then it begins to rise. So look at here, AVC starts coming down and it rises in at a particular juncture. The ATC curve is very much influenced by the AFC and AVC curves. In the beginning, both AFC curve and AFC curve and AVC curve decline, and therefore ATC curves also declines. Look at here, AFC and AVC declines and ATC also declines. At particular juncture, it starts moving upwards, right? So that's what it says here. The AFC curve continues the trend throughout at the diminishing rate. AVC curve continues the trend till it reaches a certain level and thereafter it starts rising slowly. So let me just summarize everything here. The relations between AVC, AFC, ATC and MC can be summed up as follows. If both AFC and AVC fall, ATC will also fall because ATC is equal to AFC plus AVC. Right? When AFC falls and AVC rises, the ATC will fall where the drop in AFC is more than the rise of AVC. Right? The second, ATC remain constant if the drop in AFC, because the rise in AVC and the ATC will rise where the drop in AFC is less than the rise in AVC. Got it? And third, ATC will fall when MC is less than ATC and ATC will rise when MC is more than ATC. Lowest ATC equal to AMC. So look at here, at what particular juncture the MC and ATC intersects. Right? This is what I just shown in the graph. So look at here, at one particular juncture ATC and MC have same value, so therefore it will intersect somewhere. So I have explained in detail about the short run cost function with graphical representations. Right? Hope you have all understood the concept. Thank you.